Oh no. The butane in the burner went out. I knew that was gonna happen. They're not quite done. So, I've been wearing a mask so much, I realized that if I wear it on these cold nights, it breaks the wind, kind of like when you're skiing. It works, and it's super windy up on this hill. So, I got the mountains behind me. You can't ask for a better backdrop than that. I kind of wish I was staring at it, but to show you guys, I got to put it the other way around. What I'm looking at is a ditch in the road. Shiloh's hanging out in the car. He's cold. I'm cold too, and check it out. So I decided to sleep in my tent for like the first time in a year and a half. And when I opened it up, there was mold, some kind of like white fuzzy stuff all over the plastic, but only on the plastic. So there's like some kind of mold. Here, I'll show you. So right here, it's got this like kind of powdery looking stuff on it. I took a disinfectant towel to it and scrubbed it, and it still won't come clear. And the plastic is also brittle and starting to break. So I'm thinking that mold or something got to it over its storage of the last year, and it's starting to break down. The canvas is real crispy. And this tent is hitting 9 years old, so this will be its 9th season, pretty heavily used, and I think it's shot. Man, so much history with this tent. My burn holes, famous burn holes. Yeah, so what the deal is, it's really windy, and there's a lot of air, like space, when you pull this all the way out. So it's a great summer tent, and you can pretty much just live in this mosquito hammock. However, when I crawled inside, it stinks. Like, it smells not proper. Kind of like when you go in a sauna and you know something's not right. Like that, maybe that mold, mildewy, something's off, you know? And to make matters worse, I had been storing it inside in a closet, and it looks like mice got to it. So it was on the floor, and that was a mistake. So I was already creeped out a little bit by mice droppings potentially in there. I didn't see any, but I'm not trying to take any risks. And so between those two factors, I was planning on tent camping in this super dope spot, but we had to pivot. So I ruined my last two air mattresses. I'm sorry, not air mattress, like pads, Thermarest, and I have this one underneath here that you don't inflate or anything. It's just a rollout pad. But I needed an emergency sleeping situation. My back's been messed up. So I went and got this $8 twin air mattress. And the intention was to put it inside this tent. But I'm not taking that risk. So to get it to fit in the Jeep, I had to deflate it a little bit and kind of concoct it here at the front. Now, this is ingenuity at its finest. So that's the console. There wasn't enough room, so I just deflated it, let it kind of fill out, and then I'm going to put my pillow over the top of both of them. It's going to work, isn't it, Shy? I already tried it. I lay down inside. I fit so long as my head can go through these two, the seats. Well, here we are at night one. Shiloh's all cuddled up in my coat. It's getting a bit chillier than we thought. Check it out, this Pike's Peak in the distance. And cooking up some brats. No fires this time. Got a fire ban. So I've been up this way several times, but I never really thought about coming this far south and how close it would be to Colorado Springs. So interesting, traffic from a different part of town. Are you cold, buddy? Are you cold? Oh, yes. Good morning. The sun is rising. Shiloh is rising. I am attempting to rise. It's really pretty this morning. It was super cold last night. I didn't bring enough blankets, just the sleeping bag, and it's really old and thin. And so Shiloh had to get inside the bag with me most of the night just to stay warm. It was really cold. Good morning, everybody. 11 a.m. morning. It is stunning out here. This is Road 211, and we are kind of nestled on the backside of Colorado Springs. That's Pike's Peak. And this is a part of the Hayman Fire Burn area. You can Google that. I've done a couple of videos out here, about one each year. It's a great spot for me to come camping because when there's no shooting and no fires like there is right now, it's extremely quiet. And obviously there's not a lot of forest left out here. There are pockets and you'll see deer every now and then. I think they also graze cattle through parts of the canyon. And then there's also Cheeseman Reservoir back this way. So I went pretty far south this time. I usually camp on the north end of Road 211. This is more the south end, and not a lot of difference, to be honest. It's just as dry and same kind of territory, but the views are just outstanding. The sunset, the sunrise this morning was actually a lot better from this side as opposed to Buffalo Peak, which is out this way. And then on the left side, you're getting into Lost Creek Wilderness, so that's where we're gonna go hike. Shiloh and I check out the river, stomp around Goose Creek Trailhead. I haven't been out there in many, many years. And oh, this is curious. Check this out. I don't know if you can see this. Looks like there's a road right there. Maybe motocross? I think it is. Here we are at Goose Creek. We're in about, what does the watch say? 0.47 miles. The first part of this trail is a little bit of burned area where you got some sun, then you dip into the woods, kind of follows the creek for a while. It's been a while since I went on this trail, but I remember if you go a couple miles in, there's like a cabin, I believe, an old historic cabin. So we're gonna try and find that today. Shy's got his bell on so I don't lose him when I let him off leash. He is full of energy today. All right, let's go. Can you go out on this rock? Let's get up on it. You're crazy, man. The trail's starting to get a little bit harder, mainly because it's hot and dry. I brought a good amount of water, and there's a river, the Goose Creek Trail. I'm delirious. The Goose Creek is down below, so Shy got filled up there, but I'm still having to share with him. The heat makes all the difference. What do you think, dude? What do you think, man? We're about 2.68 miles in. I'm touching some elevation now. I am thirsty. So thirsty. Ooh, I found a really cool vantage point. Check this out. This place is super unique. You know, I've only come on this side too. I've never been on the other side, but as I understand it, this is a big, like 22-mile loop and it goes around and up. So I'd be curious what the other side's like. Whew. Well, if this place isn't spooky, I don't know what isn't. It looks like a lair or cave entrance. Can we see anything? I don't know, man. I'm not going up in there. So we're about 3.36 miles in. I think we're gonna eat lunch here and probably this is a good spot to turn around. We're at a high point and then it starts dropping down over the edge of this mountain. So we're gonna eat lunch. Look at this incredible spot to have lunch. It's a campsite. There's so many along the way. Look at this, not bad for a lunch picnic spot. Oh, wow. Wow, look at that. Can't ask for any better. I am certain that I have camped on that rock before. Yeah, I remember making a fire. There was no wind, which is pretty rare in a spot like this. So the main reason we got to turn around a little early, I was trying to get for about 4 miles, but it is super hot and we're about halfway through our water. So there's no rivers or streams up this way where Shy can drink. And it's just one of those really dry days. My lips are already cracking. So the amount of water I've got kind of dictates how far I can go. Also, I met a very kind lady on the trail and she was a little bit low on blood sugar and asked for a granola bar. So all I brought for lunch was an orange and a couple of granola bars and I had to give one of them away. So got limited supplies, but man, couldn't ask for a better view than this, right? So we are on the return. It's exactly 3.5 miles to the lookout. What a great campsite that is. So, good information for the future. I'm gonna have to come out and do the loop sometime. Just park it every few miles. Or I think you can probably do the loop in 2 days, 10 miles each day, but I like to be lazy. I like to go about 6, 7, 8, somewhere in there, especially with the pack on. Here's another great spot for camping. Super flat. There's so many of these kind of jutting rocks that have been covered with years and years of pine needles and erosion and that kind of thing. But they're these nice, perfect slabs and hills that they're pretty soft because there's a few inches of dirt. I just love aspen trees. So when aspens are young, they're thin, they're kind of twiggy. They almost look like, you know, if you step back and look over a canyon or something by the river, they almost look like weeds, you know, growing together compared to the pine trees. But as you get closer to aged aspens and they get a little bit bigger, they are just so incredibly powerful. Straight, tall, strong. The trunks can, I mean, this is still a small one, but these are the biggest I've seen in this forest yet. And they just get so nutty when they're tall like this. Very cool. Woo! It is a hot one. I always underestimate this place. It's like whatever water you think you need, take times 2. Here's some water. 6.23. Got about 3/4 of a mile left. I'm gonna take my shoes off and put my feet in the stream because they are hot and swollen. You're crazy, dude. You're crazy. Hold on. Let me take this off. Okay, go nuts. Come here, boy. Oh, yes. Oh, that feels so good. You want it? Ice cold. Last leg on the way out. This is the burned area. It's super hot out here. Look at these little trail beauties. Beautiful. We did it. It's good to be back, Lost Creek. We're back at the Jeep. We hit 7.05. So that's just about perfect. Next time we know to bring a much more robust lunch. Tonight we are gonna have a deer steak. This is venison with some garlic, salt and pepper. We moved campsites to one that's a little bit warmer. It's about 72 degrees here in the valley. So I'm hoping we get about 40 at night instead of 32. I've camped here before. I like this spot. It's nice and open. So we were camped on the other side of this mountain earlier today. The Goose Creek Trailhead is somewhere in the middle, and this is the north end that connects up to Pine Junction at 285. What up, man? Oh my God, that looks so good. I don't think I can eat all this though, so Shy Man's gonna get a treat. It's about 6:45 and Shy and I are chilling in the back of the Jeep. I just made some corn and okra and I'm finishing off that deer steak. And this is our view. A couple more snacks, some peanut butter and granola bar. And then we're gonna watch the sun go down and go to bed. It's been a good day. We're tired. We're both tired.